Is the Jeep Gladiator a viable Tacoma alternative? Well, good morning, everybody. How are you today? So is the Jeep Gladiator really a viable Toyota Tacoma alternative? You know, I use the Tacoma as an example because the Toyota Tacoma is the #1 mid-size selling truck, right? So when you look at the others, you know, the Ford Ranger, the Nissan Frontier, the Chevy Colorado. Where is the Chevy Colorado? I never hear anything about it anymore. I don't know. But when you look at the others, they're really so far in the background, who cares? And let's face it, when Jeep or Fiat Chrysler came out with the Jeep Gladiator, they had to have had their sights on the Toyota Tacoma, right? I mean, that's the benchmark. That's the one you're looking to at least grab a little bit of that market share from, right? So is the Jeep Gladiator really a viable alternative? Well, you know, there's one area, and we'll get to that in the end, where I would say probably definitely not. But otherwise, let's talk about power. The Jeep Gladiator is better. It's not just a viable alternative. It is better than the Toyota Tacoma, in my opinion. It has more power. It has more acceleration. It's got more oomph, more guts, more get up and go, right? And I love that in a truck. You know, I never go out looking to buy anything and think, show me the slowest, most gutless vehicle you have, right? So when I drove the Jeep Gladiator for the first time, I was impressed. I have a Toyota Tacoma, of course, but I gotta say, the Jeep Gladiator, from an acceleration and power standpoint, is superior. It just is, it's just quicker. Next up, what about appearance, right? Well, this is kind of personal preference, you know. The Jeep Gladiator is kind of its own thing. There is no other truck out there that looks like it. It's unique. So as far as that goes, again, I would say it is ahead of the Toyota Tacoma, because while I've said, and I still think, the Toyota Tacoma is the best looking truck on the road, it is very similar to the others. The Ranger, the Colorado, the Nissan. I mean, you really have to look until they get closer up just to tell the difference between the two. Not so with the Jeep Gladiator. When you see a Jeep coming down the road from a distance, you know it's a Jeep, right? You never mistake it for a Tacoma or a Ranger. It's a Jeep. What about comfort? Yeah, I would say the Jeep Gladiator is superior, again, to the Toyota Tacoma in comfort. There's more room inside. At least it feels like there's more room inside. I don't feel as confined when I'm in the Jeep Gladiator. And I had mentioned that in another video, and somebody pointed out that probably because it's taller. And it is taller as far as the interior roofline room. So when you're inside, you just don't feel quite as confined as you do in the Toyota Tacoma. The ride quality is better. It's not as rough. It's smoother. It kind of feels like you're just gliding across the road, right? You're going to still feel the bumps and stuff. I mean, it's not an Audi. It's not a Lexus. It's not like you're going to have the feeling of riding on a cloud when you're driving along. But I got to say, it is closer to that feeling than the Toyota Tacoma is. Modability. If you're like me and you're into trucks because you like to mod them, you like to make them your own, this is tough. This is tough because there are numerous mods out there that you can do with both the Jeep Gladiator and the Toyota Tacoma. Although I would say that, you know, the Gladiator, Jeep in general, has been around for a long, long time. So the aftermarket for the Gladiator is, I would say, just as strong, if not a little stronger, than it is for the Toyota Tacoma. Parts-wise, cost-wise, everything is readily available. I haven't noticed huge pricing differences between the two. In other words, it's not like it's going to cost you a fortune more to mod out your Jeep Gladiator as compared to the Toyota Tacoma. So I would say, yeah, it is a viable option. I would put the playing field even between the two. There are just as many mods and upgrades and things that you can do with the Jeep Gladiator as there are for the Toyota Tacoma. Fuel economy, well, that's kind of a no-brainer. You know, I'm not getting such great fuel economy in my Toyota Tacoma. I'm probably right around the 14 point some odd mile per gallon range. In the Jeep Gladiator, right now I'm looking at it, I'm at 16.9 miles per gallon. So while it's not a huge difference, if you're concerned about fuel economy, the Jeep Gladiator is going to outshine the Toyota Tacoma. It does get better fuel economy, and it's going to cost you just a little bit more money to drive. Capability. The Jeep Gladiator is superior to the Toyota Tacoma when it comes to capability as far as hauling, towing, payload capacity. The Toyota Tacoma has fallen behind, I think, a little bit there, primarily because Toyota's not very quick to upgrade anything. You know, we had our 2020 refresh where they gave us what we should have had all along, and that was an updated radio system, adjustable seats. They're the 10-way power adjustable seats, which of course, at least in my Gladiator, the Sport S, I don't have the power adjustable seats. But still, the comfort that you get out of these seats, I think trumps the 10-way power adjustable in the Toyota Tacoma anyway. And if you have a model Tacoma prior to 2020, then good luck in ever getting a comfortable seating position. To me, it was just horrible. I had it in my 2018, and I actually had to modify the seat a little bit as far as pushing up the back to kind of get rid of that sitting back, lean down feeling that I had in the Toyota Tacoma. That was kind of a drag. The last thing, and this is the biggest thing that I said I was going to mention, and that is quality and reliability. This is the only area where I think if that is your only concern and that's all you care about, then the Jeep Gladiator is not a viable alternative to the Toyota Tacoma. The Toyota Tacoma has been spot on for years. It's what I believe to be, and many people, the biggest driving factor or concern with Toyota when it comes to the Tacoma. That's why they don't change things frequently, because they have a standard that they keep, and they want to hold that to give them an edge in the market. And they certainly have that, I think, over any other brand, particularly over the Jeep Gladiator. I've had a couple of gremlins in this thing. Fortunately, they seem to be gone now. And I'll tell you that if I didn't have those gremlins from when I first bought this truck, I would put them equal. But I can't say that. So again, if that's your only concern, then no. The Jeep Gladiator is not a viable alternative because, at least in my case, I have had some issues with it. Time will tell. I know there are plenty of others that haven't, so kudos to you guys. I guess I was just in that unfortunate group that had a few issues. Minor issues, but issues nonetheless. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Is the Jeep Gladiator a viable alternative to the Toyota Tacoma? If you were looking at the two, did you decide that the Jeep Gladiator was better? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, if you're interested, check out my other channel. It is Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.